So friends, coming to this first session of the program, which is on role and importance of social media in education, where in general I'll be giving you an overview about the importance of this social media in education. What are the benefits which we can accrue by using this social media in education to meet the present day demands of the students. So in this topic, I will be talking about what exactly is the social media and the more important question, why social media? Why at all we have to use this? Because since decades we are using that traditional mode of education, and we are producing the students as per the requirements of the industry. So why this social media, and how, what are those social media platforms which we can use in our classroom instruction? So, starting with what is social media? I'm just asking you all about what do you understand? What is social media? Social media है क्या ये? And
Platform.
what social media you are using in your classroom maybe at present? That also maybe you can talk about.
Ma'am, social media is a platform which connects us with acquaintances either professionally or personally. So, professionally in the classroom, we use LinkedIn. And if I talk about educational modes of social media, then we have various platforms. One of the platform we are using right now. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sonakshi ji, for contributing. Yes, Dr. Kaushik wanted to say something.
Yes, ma'am. The social media is a platform where we can connect with each other, and the same interest of the people can interact with each other and can do more
Mm-hmm.
fruitful uh,
Okay.
interaction.
Okay.
It is a
Anybody else would
platform.
like to supplement? Yeah, Monica ji.
It is a platform where we can appeal the mass,
Yes, true. We can connect with masses.
and we can communicate our messages and as well as receive the messages from them also.
True, ma'am. True.
Their reactions, their
Mm-hmm.
recognitions, and everything.
Okay. So thank you, Monica ji, Sonakshi ji, and Dr. Kaushik. Yes, exactly. It is that social media are the computer tools that allows people to create, share, or exchange information, not only information, images, videos, and even more with each other through a particular network. So basically, social media are the internet sites where people interact with each other. They provide a place for people across the world. As somebody said, that we can connect with the masses. We can connect with the people across the world to share information and also engage in discussions with each other. We can interact with each other in real time. So, social media is a communication tool that allows users to interact with and contribute the content online. I think you're all familiar with the social media platforms like Pinterest, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, which I think are being used by almost everyone now these days. It is not just only limited to posting the vacation snaps online. It is an interactive computer mediated technology for sharing of various ideas, information, or even career interests, and maybe other forms of expression through the apparent communities and the worldwide network. It has become a very powerful tool for people to market their products. So these social channels are all about collaborating, networking, sharing, and generating knowledge and content, something which is of great value in the context of education. So social network tools offer students and educational institutions with multiple opportunities to improve their teaching learning methods. Through these networks, you can incorporate all those social media plugins that enable sharing and interaction. Students can benefit from online tutorials and other resources that are shared through social media networks and learning management systems. So, although social media has a large presence in the news and entertainment world, but when used in your learning setting for the educational purposes, I think it has the potential to facilitate communication, augmenting the students' experiences, and also improving the learning outcomes of the students by way of extending the learning environment beyond the classroom by providing and nurturing a student centric learning setting, encouraging the interaction and engagement amongst the students, facilitate the flow of communication, flow of information between the students, faculty, and the whole campus community. So some of the, I think there are many social media platforms, but I'll be talking about some of the popular social media platforms which are being used at present by the higher educational institutions. So these are social networks, blogs, microblogs, wikis, social bookmarking, media sharing, RSS, which is really simple syndication, the full form. So this social network is an online community that brings people with the common interest, opinions, common activities and experiences together by sharing their news, photos, videos, and events. A social network is essentially composed of a representation of each user, often a profile, his social links, as well as a variety of additional services. These online communities also provide means for users to interact with each over the internet, such as email and instant messaging. So some of the most popular social networking sites, they are Facebook, LinkedIn, MySpace, and there are many more. The second most popular used is the blogs. Blogs are nothing but, I will say, the web-based journals, the kind of print journals we use in the library. These are the web-based blogs. That is why these are known as the blogs or the journals that enable users to post their thoughts, post their ideas, their writings, their opinions for other people to view. So blogs are usually written by one person about a particular topic and are usually updated on the regular basis with the entries displayed in the reverse chronological order. They can either be self-hosted or placed on a blogging network such as Blogger or WordPress or Tumblr. Next is the microblogs. I think, as their name suggests, provide a similar function as the traditional blogs, but with a much focus on being short or quick, as the name suggests, micro. So these are very short in form. A microblogging website enables users to write short text messages and transmit them in the real time to their contacts. So microblogging can therefore be seen as a cross between the blogging and the social networking. The most common or the most famous microblogging service is the Twitter, whereas short messages are written. The next is the wikis. Wikis are the websites that are developed collaboratively by the community of the users. They allow any user to add, to change, to correct, and also post information for others to see. The largest and the most popular wikis is the Wikipedia, a user contributed online encyclopedia currently hosting millions of articles, I think, in over more than 200 languages. So once published articles on Wikipedia, they are considered to be as the living content, as they are always subject to change and amendments by the users. Social bookmarking. Social bookmarking websites, also known as the collaborative tagging systems, give people the opportunity to tag their favorite links and share the results with other users. Usually organized by a topic, bookmarks can be saved privately, shared with certain people or groups, or can also be available to the public. So there are many like Delicious, Dig, Reddit, Stumble Upon, to name just a few, are good examples of websites offering the bookmarking services. Media sharing. Media sharing sites enable users to upload and share their multimedia content like photos, videos, as well as audio on the web. People can view the files uploaded by the other peoples to enrich them with tags and share their thoughts through comments. Examples of such social media tools are YouTube, Flickr, iTunes, and Shutterfly. And the final is the RSS, which is the real simple syndication. It is a common component of social media websites. RSS allows websites and blogs to distribute their updated and dynamic content as feeds to the different users. So hence, instead of visiting a given website regularly, the user can subscribe for free as many as feeds of information as desired, and then access and manage those feeds all at once by making use of a RSS reader. That is, example is the Google Reader. So these are broadly, I have given you what kind of popular social media platforms which are being used by the educational and the professional communities. So my next point after this, what is social media and what are the types of social media which are being used? The important one is why social media. Why do you think that social media की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है to use in our education system? क्या लगता है हमारे टीचर्स को कि क्या इसके बिना हमारा काम नहीं चल सकता? अगर नहीं चल सकता तो why? Why at all it is so important for all of?
Ma'am, these days it is everywhere.
That broad coverage, yes. Broad coverage, we can give them the latest content. Yeah. Yes. Anybody else? Why social media? कोई भी चीज यूज करने के लिए पहले
To get the update, many times we use social media, and most of the information we are getting nowadays from the social media, like Wikipedia is one of them, and like Chat GPT and other platforms from where we get the exact information what we require, rather than go to the library and search about the topic.
Mm-hmm. True, ma'am. Right. Yes, Monica Janet. Anybody else? Ease of operation and application. Okay. As we are dealing with Gen Z people. Yes, we are dealing with Gen Z people. What are their requirements? So that is why it has become this thing important for this. See, because the new paradigm, the new shifts in our, yeah, it can be helpful tool for the flipped classrooms also. So friends, the kind of challenges before us, this 21st century has brought radically different economy and society with profound implications for the education system. The present education system will have to adapt to the key features, like the first one is your globalization and competition. See, we are in the era of, yes, to understand the perspective of other people across different domains of knowledge. Payal Basiji has written, true ma'am. So there are, we can stay informed with the current events, current trends, ease in learning. It will become easy in learning when we are familiar with those tools and we are at ease with the use of those tools. Because don't assume that all the students are familiar with the kind of applications which are available for them, how they can use. I think it is still a challenge for the teachers that students are also not aware of that. It is not compulsory to use social media. We can use social media tool as an alternative. Okay. सर आई विल से कि कंपल्सरी वो इसलिए हो गया है बिकॉज द काइंड ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी विच इज चेंजिंग डे बाय डे. I think as a teacher, it sometimes it becomes difficult to provide all that knowledge in our 3 years or 4 years of course, which is required by the students in their 30 or 40 years of career life. So coming to that point, because it affects the reading and the writing skills, true, sir. But I think there are applications available on the social media also where we can improve their writing skills. जैसे कि आपको blog का मैंने example दिया है. Encourage your students to write their blogs. It is not maybe only in the field of English language. It can be there for each and every subject in that case. Today I am facing a network issue from my side. Tomorrow I will arrange it. Okay. So as I said, the globalization and competition, I think I will say the globalization of the workforce. There are no boundaries now. Students are moving outside the country. We have to prepare the students who are of international standard. We have to prepare the students with the changing needs of industry, because the skill set required by the industry is now not the same as it was 10 years or 15 years ago. This is a competitive world now. People cannot afford to ignore the competition. The present era is called an information age. No one at present can survive without the latest information and has to remain updated at all times with the current knowledge so as to remain competitive in today's market. That is why social media. ICT revolution. Recent years have witnessed an increased interest in using technology with the courses in higher education. New ICT technologies have been created for academic use, changing the way organizations and the people create information. They engage themselves and share their existing or maybe the newly produced information through multi-way communication through computer and mobile devices. New developments in teaching and learning. There are new approaches for the delivery of the content. We may be knowledgeable enough, many papers published, written many books, but even good academicians still feel uncomfortable to teach online. But as I said, teacher cannot be helpless. They are intellectual people. They will have to be familiar with online platforms and tools which are available for teaching and learning. Knowledge explosion. This is ocean of knowledge available with all of us. The kind of knowledge society which has emerged today is that it is now easier than ever to know or to find out something about, I think, almost everything in the world through this connected media. Obsolescence of knowledge and need for lifelong learning. Earlier I said the kind of era where we are, that technology changes very fast and there is an increased emphasis on R&D for innovations. So one has to update and reskill oneself on continuous basis. He will have to be lifelong learner, बिकॉज आज के टाइम में तो स्किल बहुत जल्दी ऑब्सोलीट होती जा रही है. आई थिंक जिस तरह से अब आप देख सकते हैं कि आईटी के फील्ड में भी कितना सेचुरेशन आ गया है. अनलेस अंटिल यू आर नाउ having the new courses related to your AI or cyber security or maybe some new other fields. So otherwise we will become obsolete in the market. We will have to develop the student as independent learner to survive in the present day market. Because as a teacher, as I said, we cannot teach each and everything in their 3 years or 4 years of curriculum, which is required by the student throughout their life. They will have to develop the habit of self-learning in the students. I think in NEP 2020 also, emphasis has been laid on the holistic development of students by offering multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary education. So this revamping of education system after the launch of NEP 2020, COVID-19 and the development of new learning expectations for the students, I think have necessitated the advanced pedagogical approaches to be used that will help the students to actively and construct knowledge through meaningful learning experiences. There is a paradigm shift in teaching and learning. There is paradigm shift in the content as well as the delivery mechanism. There is a shift from the traditional teaching to the facilitation of learning now. See, on the part of learner, there is a shift from the individual learning to the shared learning, guided learning by the teacher to the independent learning by the students. Earlier, learning was only to co-terminus with the getting degrees. Now, the emphasis should be that we have to prepare lifelong learner and perpetual endeavor. Earlier, the learner was as empty vessels, passive recipient of knowledge. Now, the student is the active participant in the teaching learning process. So these kind of shifts are there in the part of the learner. On the part of the teacher, if you will see, now this shift is not only on developing the skill, but to develop the competence. You have provided him or her the skill, but he or she should be able to perform that skill. He should be able to use that skill, maybe the more application oriented. He should be competent enough to exhibit that skill. Earlier, we were preparing the student for the local needs. Now we have to prepare the student for the international standard. Earlier, the content part was important, what of knowledge. Now, the process part, how of thinking is important. Earlier, we were confined to only textbook-driven curriculum. Now, we are living in the era of information technology. Earlier, teacher used to be the provider of knowledge only. Now, teacher has to act as the mediator, as the information facilitator. Earlier, teachers comes to the class, writes on the board, and is over. But now, I think the content is already available on the internet. Why the student should come to the class? Only explanation may be required, but many times explanation is also there now these days. I think, for example, we have that if you have gone through that NPTEL site, where all those self-learning modules are available, all those explanations, probable questions are also available. Students have only queries. So teacher also will have to prepare accordingly. Today, with the implementation of learning outcome-based curriculum, teaching has to be student-centered, learner-centric, and not the teacher-centered. Teacher's role is only to act as a guide, as a mentor, to create interest amongst the students, inspire the students for learning, because education is not learning the fact, but the training of the mind to think, how to apply those facts in the world of work. So unfortunately, at present, teacher has access to many aids that can be used at the click of a button, which will make learning more interesting and more engaging. Teaching learning process becomes more effective. So social media is one way. It is paving the way for new age learning, which is personalized and customized to suit the need of every learner, because every learner has a different style of learning. Some students learn by hearing the lectures only. Some are more comfortable when the things are shown to them. Even some are more comfortable than when they perform with their own hands. तो जितना उनका involvement होता है, I think they learn better. So in this interconnected world, professional networks and connections have become very important to one's success and future growth. So in the nutshell, I will say the overall shift is from traditional education to the modern education. Yes, Ashok Mishra ji has raised hand. You want to say something? Or by mistake? So earlier it was in the traditional education, it was only teacher centered. Teacher used to plan according to his or her own knowledge or his or her own convenience. The learning objective is usually the transfer of knowledge from the teacher to the students, transfer of the information or the skills from the teacher to the students. It was the one-way transfer of knowledge. The teacher more or less controls the material to be taught and the pace of learning while presenting the course contents to the students. The teacher was the overall in charge of the class. The purpose of learning was to only acquire the knowledge, memorize that new knowledge, or learn the skills. So traditional education methods rely heavily on the replication base, that whatever was given to the students, they will memorize and same to same they will reproduce into their examination as well as in their practical class. So we all, I think, have been educated in a teacher-centric classroom, a system where the teacher is up front and the students are seated in nice, neat rows, listening to the lectures and just taking the notes. So this system has been, and to some extent, still forms the core of our education system. Institutions have relied on it for decades together and have only recently, I think, has undergone major changes because of those challenges which we have faced in terms of employment, economy, and our education. But modern education system is more emphasis on the learner centered, means the students learns best not only by receiving the knowledge but also by interpreting it, learning through discovery, while also setting the pace of their own learning. Teachers only coach and mentor the students to facilitate the learning, designing the experiences through which students acquire new knowledge and develop the new skills. So modern education involves the interactive methods for effective learning. Traditional is one-way transfer, whereas the modern is the multi-way transfer of knowledge. It significantly emphasizes more on integration of technology. It focuses more on the students' needs rather than assuming that all the students are at the same level of understanding. It is activity based, comprising of questioning, explaining, demonstration, and collaboration techniques. So this form of education teaches the students the imaginative, creative thinking and visualization. So today online education has become an essential part of the learning process and pedagogy, offering an immense scope of learning anything, anytime, and anywhere. The internet has become a vast pool of knowledge, providing opportunities to people of all ages to refine their skills and expand their expertise in the different fields of study. So, education in the 21st century, as I said, has changed now. Now, no more chalk and talk way of communication. Social media tools are rapidly changing the communication landscapes. Their emergence has impacted significantly how students learn and the way teachers teach. So, living in this 21st century, technology has become an integral part of our daily lives. It has brought about the complete overhauling of our world and, more importantly, of our educational system. So, in the nutshell, education in this century should be reimagined, redefined, redesigned, and reinvented. So, educational institutions have realized the capability and the potential of social media technologies to enhance the overall teaching learning process, because it not only provides students access to useful information but also connects them with the learning groups and the other educational systems that make their overall learning process more interesting and more engaging. So if we talk about the present generation, as somebody had written in the message that now we are dealing with the Gen Z people. So I think just on the lighter side, see the child asking his father, "Hey dad, did you hear the news?" He said, "No, I haven't seen this TV channel, maybe CNN yet." Child doesn't know. He says, "What is CNN?" So आज के time पे people are more getting the information through internet. So Dad, how did everyone email each other before the internet was around? So they can't imagine their life without internet. So why not to use its potential for the teaching learning system? Today is the net generation, the Z generation, you can say. They use the latest in technology. They are highly motivated to use the technology in their routine activities. They have wide range of interest which can be met through this technology. They use computers in work, in education, and as well as their hobbies also. What makes this present people different is the way they are consuming media, spending more time with internet than TV. They do not are not even familiar with the channels of TV now, and also use the internet as the hub of their media activity. कितने लोग हैं हमारे में से आज जो दूरदर्शन वाले चैनल्स देखते हैं? आई थिंक स्टूडेंट्स आर मोर familiar with the other channels which provide them the latest news. It is the centerpiece of their life. It is how they communicate with each other and their world. So because with the use of internet, they can get instant and new information at the click of a button, and that too in a smart gadget in their hand. Internet is used for, I think, each and every sphere of life. Maybe it is business, people are earning online like anything, using in its education, e-banking, information about the nearby outlets. If you want to book the tickets for travel, or you want to book the tickets to watch a movie, and the major transformation has come in the health sector. Maybe you have to make an hospital appointment, you have to order for the medicines, online shopping, sharing information on WhatsApp groups, etc., etc. I think each and every sphere of life, I think we are using this internet and getting the information within no time. You name any area, I think information is there. And all age group of peoples, maybe I will say 2 years of age, maybe in the form of online gaming, or maybe the short videos of those nursery rhymes. People are small children are watching TV, to the 75 years of age. Maybe he or is a rickshaw puller, or maybe he is a CEO of an organization. I think people are using internet. So we are no longer now limited to being only the consumer of information. We are now collaborators. We are now producers of information. Every person has the ability to contribute ideas and experiences to the larger body of knowledge that is internet. So learning is changing now. Today students of almost, I think, any age are ahead of teachers, I will say, in terms of computer literacy. They prefer to access the subject information on the internet, where abundant, easily accessible, and more up to date information is available. So just take a minute and think how much we are connected to this outer world in our daily life through internet, YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp, and now latest is the Instagram. We all start our day and end our day with our mobile phone using various apps. I think I'm right. Do you agree with me? But if I ask you, in the daily life, yes, what type of social media is presently being used by you teachers in your teaching? I think hardly any. Anybody of you would like to share one of your experience where you are using your social media in your classroom teaching, or maybe in some form or the other? What type of social media you are using in your classroom at present? As I said, you are taking too much information from the internet. You are seeing so many videos, YouTube, WhatsApp groups, I think form हो गए हैं, Instagram पे हैं, YouTube. What type of activity you are taking under YouTube activities like? I think 2, 3 people have said that YouTube they are using. Yeah, WhatsApp group are there for exchanging the information. Blogging, yes. Okay, WhatsApp, YouTube, lectures. So, do you develop your own lectures or just what are available in the class? Online classes, of course, yes. थोड़ा मुझे concrete form में बताएंगे that how you are using these YouTube lectures in your class, audio, visuals, and discussions. Can you just elaborate with the information of other participants, please? Yes, Dr. Neelam. I have a YouTube channel for each subject. Oh, that's nice.
Good morning.
I would like to hear your experience, sir, Mr. Ganesh. Okay, you develop your own lecture, Dr. Sadhana Maurya. Okay, somebody said existing lecture videos, Canva and Gamma AI. Okay, some of the subjects I have developed compiler subject. Would like to hear from 2 or 3 teachers about their experiences.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Ji. Let us hear her experience using this social media. I think that is all the more important. All those
Yeah,
things I can talk about.
definitely. Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
I'm from Mahila Polytechnic, Gandhinagar, Jaipur, and we teachers are using social media for teaching our students. I'm having my YouTube channel even, and through videos, through PPTs, and many more things, we create our own lectures. And sometimes we show our students some motivational movies also, so that their interest get developed through this. And like this, students get involved more with us. They all get involved with us, and when they see the creating things of teachers, they also they also want to do the same thing for their purpose, for their further discussions and many more things.
Okay. So
That's
have
it,
you
ma'am.
encouraged your students also to prepare some kind of YouTube lectures, like instead of that oral presentations of their
Definitely, ma'am. They make their lectures and they present their PPTs. They make
Mhm.
their projects and all through the these things only.
Okay, very nice, good.
Yeah.
Yes, any other participant would like to ask her something that how she is using and you can replicate that experience or what kind of challenge you face. You can have the answer from your colleagues.
Ma'am, challenge I also face.
Mm-hmm.
Many times network is not working properly.
Okay.
So it's really very hard when you are teaching sincerely and then you come to know that there is no network. So we have to link it through our hotspot and many more things. It wastes our time. So these things should be like बहुत सही तरीके से हो, तब टीचर बहुत अच्छे से बच्चों को डेवलप भी कर पाएगा और पढ़ा भी पाएगा.
True, ma'am. I think those kind of problems which we face regarding the connectivity issue and all that thing, I think, but even today, I can say we are expanding that network. I think the country has done a commendable job in that area. But yes, I agree with you. Sometimes we get that kind of challenge. But I think more than that, if that transition is coming and the changing the mindset of the people to use
Yes,
that media,
yes.
I think that is more important. Though
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
we
ma'am.
have to go a long way in this field, but it can be considered as an important part of the long term vision and the strategies. Efforts will have
Yeah.
to be built for all those things which are not maybe under your control sometimes, but good that at least you are making efforts in this direction.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Yes, please. Anybody else would like to share? Thank you, Neelamji. Thank you. Anybody else? I think sharing and interaction amongst each other is more important rather than only listening to me.
Hello.
Yes, please, Mr. Ganesh. I think you had written in the message box also. You are using to a larger extent this media in your classroom
Yes,
teaching.
yes,
Please.
madam. We use YouTube and Testmos application for online examination. In
Mm-hmm.
our case, means in for diploma in pharmacy students, exit examination is compulsory for registration. Okay, so that's why we take a online examination at the end of every topic. So that
Mm-hmm.
for the online examination, we use Testmos application. So within 5 to 10 minutes, we declare the result using Testmos application.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ganesh. I think the beginning has been made. I think people are using it in this, and they will. Payal Basiji has written, I make a log of each social media platforms and keep one assignment. Okay, I think the more important is that novel approaches for using this technologies have to be encouraged in our teaching learning system.
Yeah, one of the important
Mm-hmm.
thing to communicate with the alumni,
Yes,
our pass out batches and students for their current position and their recent status.
yes,
And
yes.
we are following the LinkedIn currently
Okay.
to get interact and involve students
Mm-hmm.
for creating a hub on the social media through the LinkedIn
Okay.
alumni
True,
users.
sir.
So it is one of the
Yeah, I agree with
important.
you. I think it is a very powerful platform, that LinkedIn, where we can maybe come to know of the many experts in the different fields which they can contribute in our education system, or maybe we want to have some kind of information from those experts which can be had, and also one of the important networking channel for the employment of the students. As you rightly said, it is very important that we have to be in touch with our alumni groups.
And the other thing that is the challenges as we are using different social media.
Mm-hmm.
In as one sir said that is through Facebook, the reliability and credentiality of the social media, even different social medias are available and we can use anyone. It is on the basis of choice, but the reliability and the credentiality of the social media is also important so
Yes.
that no one can infringe the knowledge as well as the quality of the content available on the social media.
True, sir.
This is the sake of interest to be make it constant.
Mm-hmm. I think every technology has its own positive and negative impacts. But I think as a teacher, to what extent we can use it to the benefit to our system, I think is more important. So let's go further. So as I said, we are familiar with many type of social media. But if you see the statistics, here is a quick look at the user statistics of a few social media platforms, I think, which only prove the growing popularity of these websites. So, the growth of social media over past few years has changed the way in which the internet is experienced by most end users. I think India is the largest online country after China, with about more than 70 crores internet users. People watch billion of video clips on YouTube daily of their interest. Every hour, users upload the video content. Every day, I think more than 90% of the college students visit one or the other social networking site. People have, I think, woven these networks into their daily routines using Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, online gaming environments, and other tools. So use of social media is not only limited to professionals or elders now, but it is being widely used in the educational sectors by the students, as social media provides them any data they want very easily and quickly within the fraction of seconds. So, coming next to social media in the classroom. This is, so in general we use for our personal growth also. Coming to the classroom, social media and instructions. So, what are the most effective ways teachers can use social media in their lecture halls and classrooms? I'll just give you a brief about all these, that how you can use, in what way you can use this social media platforms in your classroom teaching. The number one is the Google Docs. It is a very popular technology with teachers and students. Students and teachers can use these tools to collaborate on assignments, projects, newsletters, or maybe any other things. It allows more than one person to work on a particular document at the same time. Google Docs can promote the teamwork and group-based learning. The second most familiar with the students is the Facebook. I usually say now is the generation gap. Teacher is still on the book and the student asks the teacher to come on the Facebook. Facebook can be reflected as a perfect social media platform to incorporate into the classroom. I think stick to something everyone already knows and already using, are already familiar with that kind of platform. So have students follow the class Facebook page and the teacher can use it to post class updates, can share homework assignments, and also can encourage the discussions. Teacher can also create Facebook groups for each of their classes and stream the Facebook live lectures, post discussion questions where students can answer at their own pace. They can assign homework to the students and can make also the class announcements. It creates a space for students to ask and also answers the questions. When students get home and begin working on their assignment, they can post a question to the group so as to get it answered immediately by the group member. Students can share online resources related to their coursework. Teachers can facilitate online discussions about their course material. So it is also ideal for teachers using flipped classroom. Post videos, photos, documents, and other resources on the group's wall, and students can access those information before coming to the class or maybe when they work on their assignments. So when they get answers immediately, they become more motivated to work on those assignments. The next one is the Twitter. Twitter can be offers a quick way to post the class announcements and the reminders as well as real-time information on the class activities. It also helps classes track information on any topic. For example, a class discussing on a current event or a topic on career, let us say, Twitter can provide up-to-date information, eliminating the need for extensive research. Many organizations offer Twitter chat sessions with which students can interact. Twitter can be a great as a discussion board or a message board for the class. Teachers can create a single Twitter handle per class and reuse it every year, or maybe they can create a new handle each academic year. And the 280 character limit makes students think critically on communicating concisely and effectively. It's a beneficial writing skill to develop amongst the students. Teachers can use Twitter to post reminders for assignment due dates or share maybe sometimes inspirational quotes or helpful links also to practice the quizzes or other resources with the students. So teacher can also create discussions and Twitter chats surrounding a specific hashtag that they can create. Blogs. So instead of traditional writing projects, blogs creates opportunities for students to write and display their writings on a larger scale. Students can share what they know with the world by hosting blogs and inviting other classrooms to see what they have learned. Students can reflect on what they have learned through the blogs. Create a class blog for discussions. So writing, I think, blog posts give students another outlet for digital content that they can easily link back to the class social channels. There are many different platforms available, such as I earlier told you, WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, Blogger, Tumblr, or Medium, where teachers can create a class blog. Students can create their own user accounts to make discussion posts or add comments on the class prompts. The course syllabus and any assignments, updates, and resources can be shared on a blog as a central location as well. Having, or maybe you can assign the blog post as essays. Having students create in their own blog for essays or short form writing is another strategy for combining the social media and learning. Blogs as a semester or maybe year-long assignment can improve students' short form writing and critical thinking. So don't feel limited to just an English or writing class. This use of social media in education can be transferred across all the subjects. Pinterest. Create a class specific Pinterest board. Instructors can create Pinterest boards for each of their classes and save pins that are relevant to the lessons. Pinterest is a great social media platform for teachers to use to prepare and organize resources, lesson plans, and worksheets for their classes in one place. Create boards according to the class or maybe subject, and create subtopic boards for weekly units or all worksheets. Pinterest can also be useful for students to curate a digital bibliography for the research projects, papers, or group assignments. Students can pin those websites, books, or videos to a board on a single topic and refer back to it when it is time to write. Instagram, as it is said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. So Instagram can showcase students' work by offering a place to feature student work or even interesting details about the students. Use Instagram for photo essays. In a visual heavy class, students can use Instagram to present a series of photos or graphics in a visually appealing manner. Instagram allows students to practice digital storytelling in ways that other social media platforms may not offer. The students can create class specific Instagram accounts and may delete them after the course is over if they so choose. Then another one is the YouTube. I think many people have said they are already using it. I think it is an excellent option of flipping classroom in that students can watch lectures and resources before entering the classroom. Students can create and post videos for others to view rather than do in-class oral presentations. So again, like blogging, since the material will be seen by a wider audience, students will be more apt to do their very best in creating a video, which will certainly enhance their creativity, and they will enjoy being able to express their creativity as they connect more deeply with the course material. WhatsApp groups, again, I think being used by every educational institutions. They have been created for sharing information about the class assignment or maybe the other institutional events. So I most commonly used by each one of us. LinkedIn, again, I think all the professional teaching community, they have their LinkedIn profiles made, but we will be talking about in the afternoon session how you can further enhance your visibility and credibility in this system by modifying your LinkedIn profile. So social media is also a medium where students can establish beneficial connections for their careers on LinkedIn. These days, it is one of the important platforms for networking and social credibility. Students can create their profile. It will certainly help them in getting the employment. These days, I think many times they get an opportunity to interact with the professionals on the LinkedIn through their profiles. So teachers can also find experts in their subject areas on this platform. SlideShare, again, I think familiar. Students can also make their small PPTs of their projects and can also share on this platform. So in addition, there are platforms like Quora, ResearchGate, which provide online tutorials to help the students. So this was about how we can use it in our classroom. So coming next, after talking about what exactly social media, why we need to use, and what are the different ways we can use it, what are the benefits we get out of it if we use the social media. As I said, social media has a lot to offer to the educational community. These are some of the direct benefits of social media usage for the academic world. Social media as the communication channels for easy sharing of information. So one of the most important factor, I think your teacher will agree, on which the learning experience of the student depends, is the effective communication between teachers and their students. See, if no proper communication between teacher and student is available, I think both the teaching and learning will become difficult. The more connected the teachers are to their students, the more likely they are able to help students learn quickly and also at a high level. So in present times, given that internet users, the majority of which are students, use social networks mostly to keep in touch with their friends, with their classmates, with their family. It is important for teachers to explore these web-based platforms that can actually be used to enhance communication between not only students, I will say all the different stakeholders of the educational system. Maybe it is student, faculty, staff, or even the parents. So this teacher-student interaction will certainly contribute in understanding various learning related difficulties and solve them in the less time. The second important benefit of this social media is the engagement tool, a tool for customized one-to-one learning between learner and the tutor. Social media tools are very effective ways to increase the students' involvement in that teaching learning process, as the social features of social media resources have attracted the attention of all of us, or I will say the millions of people around the globe. These same features are also capable of drawing the attention of students to the learning opportunities also provided by their academic institutions. See, sometimes a shy student who hardly ever participates in the class may get actively engaged in co-constructing his learning experience with his teachers, collaborating with his classmates, and may feel more comfortable to express himself and share his ideas on social platform. Sometimes no people, students, they are shy enough, they hesitate to speak in the class, thinking that I may be wrong, but they do not hesitate to write or to share it on the different platform, means behind the scene, I will say, maybe on the Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. So using these collaborative and participatory tools like wikis, blogs, Google Docs, they can encourage even the shy students to become active participants rather than passive consumers of the content. So therefore, social media tools can be used to design learning activities that are interactive in nature. For example, discussion, debate, group projects. So this would enable the students to learn more from each other and interact with people beyond the classrooms also. And as a result, student would have enough opportunities to ask questions, make comments, as well as get the feedback also. So as such, they will have more chances to develop supportive relationships with the teachers. So using technology to accommodate students' different learning style, I think is not new for all of us. But the strength of social media application is that they offer variety of tools which these students can mix and match to best suit their individual learning styles and increase their academic success. The third one is the social media as the collaborative platforms. As I said, now the shift is from individual learning to the group based learning, shared learning. This is another vital benefit of the social media is that they foster collaboration. Collaboration means working together jointly. So as such, collaborative learning can be used as all group based instructional methods in which students work together in groups towards the common project. So true collaboration in educational setting requires that students move beyond than merely dividing up the assignments. It's not like that you have given them the activity and they will just define the activities and split it into different parts. Okay, introduction part I will write, analysis part you write, and the conclusion part you write. It is not like that. They should be interacting on each and every part of that project, not just merely dividing up the assignment. It is not only asking the students to independently produce separate parts of the project. It actually means working together on the shared task. The core element of the collaborative learning is that emphasis is on student interactions regularly rather than on learning as a independent or the solitary activity, so that they can take advantage of the collective knowledge with each other. and on the social media, because students exchange lot of information. So why not use this platform to encourage collaborative learning? This category of collaborative social media includes wikis, which are the websites or the open forums that allow multiple users to exchange and work on the same content. And I'm not saying, even social learning theory also says that students learn best when they learn from each other. Research has also demonstrated students learn better when they are actively involved in the process, and that students working in the groups tend to learn more and retain it also for the longer time than in any other educational instructional method. Several other studies have also found that students, when they study together, they earn higher grades, they are more engaged, they are more motivated to learn. And moreover, I think by doing this kind of instructional strategies, students' problem solving skills and their teamwork skills when working in the group, they are often better enhanced in a collaborative environment. The next, I think, is anytime connectivity. As I said, it is sometimes difficult to address the all queries of the students during the classroom sessions. This makes it further difficult for the students to clear their doubts. So however, teachers can take advantage of social media technology to extend the teaching hours beyond classrooms. They can allocate dedicated time slots for online discussions to cover an unclear doubts of their students. Teachers can even stream lectures to avoid any cancellation of the classes while they are traveling. If the teacher is unavailable during the actual class time, he or she can use YouTube to record a lecture beforehand. So any time connectivity has become possible now due to the arrival of these various social media websites. You can post your question, wait for a few hours to get a solution to your queries. There is often, I think, someone to reply from the international community, because the geographical factors do not restrict most of the social networking sites to answer your query. It also helps to foster the research. Social media offers collaborative opportunities to foster the research initiatives. It is one of the best platforms to extract the secondary data. You can conduct survey pools to gather sampling and find out opinions of general people and other experts on a particular subject. So social media can help academic researchers compile and produce useful content by working on collaborative assignments and projects. Take advantage of the blogs to create virtual library. Setting up personal blog or website give teachers a lot of freedom to build intellectual credibility. They can upload their academic work and other important lectures and videos that will allow students to take relevant inputs as the reference materials for their studies. Connecting with experts on topics via social media. The great thing about using social media is that you come to know easily who are the experts in a particular field and a subject. So when you start following these experts, you learn more and gain useful content from them, which will help you to provide latest knowledge to your students. So social media has the ability to broaden your perspective on various subjects and gives you illuminating instant content that is new. You have the opportunity of engaging experts to get answers on the topics that you may need help. Students can get useful content by following these experts online. Then, as I said, social media as a marketing tool for institutions as well as for educators, as teachers. For educational institutions, social media is a great marketing tool to reach out to the prospective students. Academic institutions are communicating with students via YouTube and Facebook. These channels can be used to communicate campus news, make announcements, and provide students with the useful information. This new media has led educational professionals to build a strong marketing strategy to increase their own brand awareness. Through blogging, SlideShare, YouTube, teachers are also establishing themselves as experts in particular fields and the subjects. This empowers institutions as a whole to establish its brand equity in the academic world. And finally, of course, yes, it is a cost-effective communication. Social media is an excellent and free medium for the end user. Many teaching learning platforms are available, providing their services free of cost. And if you say in a world of social media, it looks like that educators are maybe the teacher's role is becoming less by incorporating the technology, but it is not like that. It seems as if the learners actively take responsibility and regulate their own learning, meaning that teacher is no longer in full control. But it is not like that. Teacher acts as a secondary guide, as a facilitator, and the students are encouraged to take active control in the learning process. Students actively plan their activities and assume different roles within a group instead of simply concentrating on the learning content. This allows them to achieve their learning goals and coordinate the process by agreeing on the rules and the deadlines. They plan their activities, they plan their deadlines, that by which time and what will be the role of the different students working in the group and by which time they will be able to complete it. So they own the learning activity. So as such, every member of the group may be seen as both a learner and a tutor. The students find communication with the teacher more constructive and more encouraging, and teacher can support the students by setting the right tone for discussion, contributing to develop a sense of communicating. Rather, I will say the teacher's role becomes more important, more challenging to provide that environment to the students where they can collaboratively construct knowledge, can have discussions amongst themselves on the topic. So finally coming to, I think this is the way we were earlier, a typical teachers network. We used to have some kind of print and the digital resources with all of us, or maybe the certain interaction with our colleagues, with the curriculum documents. We were providing one way, we were transferring the knowledge from the teacher to the students. But at present, this is the way we are. There is a complete transformation of chalk and talk teacher to a digital teacher, the networked teacher. Yes, this looks like a little overwhelming, but it really does not take too long to do some investigation and to figure out what pieces are important to you in your professional life, what can be used in your maybe traditional and virtual classrooms. Most of these tools, I tell you, are very easy and can be mastered with little help or maybe with no help at all. But use of these tools will give your students some new and exciting ways to demonstrate their learning, and at the same time can provide alternatives for matching activities with their learning styles. The only important part is what changes must we make in our teaching as it becomes easier to bring primary resources to our students? How do we need to rethink our ideas of education when we must prepare our students to become not only readers and writers, but editors and collaborators and publishers as well? What needs to change about our curriculum when our students have the ability to reach far beyond our classroom walls? How can we as learners begin to take advantage of the opportunities these tools present so we may understand more clearly the pedagogies of using them in the classroom? The key part is to be only thinking about those pedagogical aspects and to start creating opportunity for students to use those tools in their learning. So I have left 4 questions before you. Already we have content with us, how we can change our instructional strategy, how we can integrate that technology, how we can change our pedagogical practices so as to provide latest to our student as per the need of the individual students. So next, as I said, every technology has its negative as well as the positive impact on the society, but we had many positive impacts on the society. As the time passing by, social media has started creating some negative impacts also on today's society, because with millions of us engrossed with this unhealthy addiction, I will say. So coming first to our positive impacts, I think Google has helped students in their education using these tools. By spending so much time working with new technologies, I think students have developed more familiarity with the computers and other electronic devices and the softwares which are available for them for learning. With the increased focus on technology in education has helped the students build those skills that will aid them throughout their lives, because they will all have to be tech savvy. We are all becoming digital. I think this will go a long way throughout their lives. Maybe it is their personal or it is their professional lives. Talents got discovered faster. Students who were good at programming got their names out there easily. Students who were good in singing, good in music, got their videos out and shared, leading them to their dreams. So being able to get instant feedback from friends and family on their creative outlets helps students refine and develop their artistic abilities and can provide much needed confidence or help them decide what career path they want to pursue. Another positive impact, lot of students now are able to inform public about their issues using social media, which brought awareness and helped solve a lot of problems also. Maybe the social problems, they get connected with each other through the media. Teachers may post on social media about class activities, school events, homework assignments, which will be very useful to them. The ease and speed with which users can upload pictures, videos, stories, this has resulted in a great amount of sharing of creative works. It is seen that social media marketing has been emerging as a career option for many of the students. So these are some of the positive impacts on the people. And coming to the negative impact, I think the popularity of social media and the speed at which information is published has created a lax attitudes towards proper spelling and grammar. This reduces students' ability to effectively write about relying on a computer spell check feature even. And I think with the new features, with the AI and chat GPT, I think things are becoming more easy now. So many students rely on the accessibility of information on social media and the web to provide answers. That means a reduced focus on learning and retaining information. Our ability to retain information has decreased, and willingness to spend more time researching and looking up good information has reduced due to the fact that we got used to ease of accessibility to information on social media. Students prefer to chat with friends for hours together, and this leads to waste of time that could have been used for study or maybe learning new skills. Students who attempt to multitask, checking social media sites while studying, this show reduced academic performance also. Their ability to concentrate on the task hand is significantly reduced by the distractions also that are brought about by YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. The more time students spend on social sites, the less time they spend socializing in person and are losing their people skills. Because of social media, students lose their ability to engage themselves for face-to-face communication. बस जस्ट एक मैसेज भेजने से ही काम चल जाता है. They are hardly interacting with each other. And one of the biggest breakdown of social media in education is the privacy issues, like posting personal information on online sites. Because students, I think, come in contact with many other people whom they never had met before or seen before, even had talked before. They share their very personal and private information, which many times may be misused or used for the wrong deeds. So this is very challenging task which is being faced by the social media. Many of the bloggers and writers post wrong information also on the social site, which also misleads the people. And finally, I think the health issues due to the use of social networking sites for long hours create multiple of health issues. Because of continuous accessing of networking site may create an eyesight problem, back pain, because of sitting in the same position for longer hours, and many more. I think mental health related issues has also come up. But nevertheless, I will say use of social media is beneficial but should be used in a limited way without getting addicted. It is not all evil really if you use it carefully. So finally, concluding, social media is the future of communication. It includes an array of internet based tools and platforms that increase and enhance the experience of sharing information. Social media plays an increasingly important role in higher education. It is rapidly evolving field, so there is plenty of potential to integrate social media platforms and tools in students' learning. Teachers will have to adopt ways to incorporate these platforms into their coursework and student interactions if they are not doing it so already, to keep up with ever growing digital world and encourage 21st century learning. So this is what I wanted to share with you all. I have just given you an overview, I will say, of the entire course. I have made you aware about all those tools which are available with us, but we will be talking in detail about how to use these tools in our classrooms. I have only told you about what tools, but how we can use in our classroom, I think those all details will be dealt with our computer professionals, and they will give you complete demonstration about that. So with these words, thank you so much. This is what I wanted to share with you during this presentation.